and you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless.
So apparently, R&B singer and actor Tyrese Gibson responds back to his ex-wife Samantha Lee, who recently said in an interview that she regrets her divorce. Now, before I get into this video, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. So Tyrese and Samantha, they met in 2015. They tied the knot in 2017, had a daughter in 2018, and announced their divorce in 2020. It wasn't until 2 years later when he was able to talk about the reason for his divorce.
Gag order, but the gag has been lifted partially. So everybody is asking the number one question. How did it seem like you had such a beautiful marriage with Samantha, and then all of a sudden we're on the internet and both of y'all are releasing a statement that y'all are both getting a divorce? Well, although I agreed and we wrote the statement together, the entire time, including right now, I can literally sit here and tell y'all I have no idea why this woman left me. I have no idea. And so what I have found in this painful experience where I've slipped in and out of depressions, there is no pills or medicine, no hospital visit, there is no therapy session that I have been in that have been able to remove the vile, evil, disrespectful intentions in and around the way it all went down. You know, this new concept that really pisses me off about, you know, toxic masculinity. First of all, I don't think the word toxic even belongs in front of a man, but we'll talk about it later. But there is a concept of toxic femininity. And toxic femininity, to me, it seems like it's real generational, you know? Samantha's mother has been married and divorced 4 times, okay? This is her 4th husband. So there's a lot of entertainers, and you've heard about people that are controlling. They want to take you away from your family, all of your friends, everything about your world and your life and your every existence. They want to take you away from it all because it's their way of saying, here's my celebrity, here's my money, here's my influence. And they want to figure out a way to lock you down and isolate you so that they can control your life. That's not who I am. I may not be close to my family. I've never been close to my family. But when I've been in relationships with women that are in love with their mom and their fathers, and they got brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews, I have been the complete champion for women that have friends. Not ratchet, hood rat, you know, and everything and everybody moving, NBA, NFL, and all my rappers and singer homies. We're not talking about those your friends, all good, keep your friends. You know, you got to kind of minimize how often your girl that you love or you in love with connect with those types, because their dialogue ain't right. Everything about what they doing and how they moving ain't right. And you want to be able to say, you know, I got a girl, whether you're engaged, whether you're dating, or whether you're married. You want to be able to say, you know, when you go to dinner with your mom and your family, your loved ones, it doesn't concern me about going from eating dinner with your mama and then all of a sudden you at a club with 10 of your homegirls and y'all end up getting drunk and having sex with a bunch of NBA players by midnight. You know, you don't really want to have those type of girlfriends around when you're in something for real. And the same thing happens on the other side, you know. If you are a man's man, you're in a relationship that has some type of decency about it, You don't really want to let your man be around too many single dudes having single conversations. As soon as you want to vent and unload and talk about your marriage and certain challenges that come with your marriage, the first thing they're going to try and do is encourage you to leave your wife or to leave your husband. So Samantha's mama, her name is Patricia Randolph, divorced 4 times. I would say, baby, go to your mama house for 2-3 weeks at a time. You know, take the baby, go have fun, go live your life. We've been traveling, we've been over here, over there. You know, go spend some time with your family, because you was with your mama every day, every other day. Y'all work out together, y'all go to church together. And I know us getting married compromised the day-to-day communication and interaction that she used to have with your mama. I don't have that type of relationship with my mama where I see her every week, talk to her every day. But I know a lot of men and women are really close to their mother, whether they're grown, very married, adults, multiple kids. Everybody has a different dynamic. I don't judge you. I don't stop you from having a relationship with your family and your mother because I didn't have one with mine. Y'all see what I'm getting at? So blindly, I'm saying, go on over there. And whatever arguments or issues we was having, her mama got in her head, and it's expected of someone who's been divorced 4 times to be having these negative, toxic, dysfunctional conversations and trying to poison the magic and the dynamic of the sanctuary of our marriage. Some of y'all call them in-laws. I have never experienced anything like it in my life. Now, I am not blaming this woman, because it takes 2 to tango. Your mama, your daddy, your whoever could be all in your ear talking shit about your husband every day. And it takes you to listen to it. It takes you to believe it. And it also takes you to see things through the lens that your mama wants you to see things through. You see what I'm saying? When you're an adult, you're going to listen to a lot of people. Why you with him? Why he ain't never home? Girl, I would never let nobody treat me and talk to me like that. Everybody got some shit to say about your marriage and your relationship, but they would take your man in a minute. They would take your man in a hop, skippity, jumpity minute. They talking shit about your life, but they actually want your life. So, fast forward. I'm in New Jersey working on a film. The movie was called Rogue Hostage. It's all over Netflix. It's all over everywhere. Independent movie. I was out there working on the film probably 3.5 weeks, me and John Malkovich. Now, why did Samantha leave you? First of all, I don't know. Second of all, everybody who knows Sam don't understand Sam. And I definitely don't understand her. And I was married to her. So I'm in New Jersey. I'm working on this film. I literally was in Atlanta for a total of 7 weeks. I got there at 6 a.m. on Father's Day. Y'all remember all the date nights? Remember that, Brother Mark? Date nights. We had Jonathan McReynolds, Made My Wife Cry, the gospel singer. I surprised her. Never even heard about Jonathan. She played her music every day during the pandemic. I reached out to Jonathan McReynolds and I said, man, everybody is fighting and arguing and all this dysfunctional. A lot of abuse, a lot of verbal abuse, a lot of physical abuse. Everybody was like, now that I gotta be around your ass 24 hours, 7 days a week. A lot of relationships during the pandemic, because a lot of us, without even knowing, when we leave the house every day and we go to the job, we pick up the kids, we at work, we allow our relationships an opportunity to hit the reset button. You know, you miss your girl, you miss your husband, you like, oh man, I can't wait to get home to my wife, long day at work, blah, blah, blah. But during quarantine, when you're talking about 24 hours, 7 days a week, that could be the worst shit ever, or it can be the best shit ever. And in the case of me and Samantha, it actually ended up being the best thing ever, because I am so busy. I'm always traveling, I'm always moving. There was no flights, there was no concerts, there was no movies, there was no conference calls, there was no meetings. I, like the rest of the world, I was stuck at home 24 hours, 7 days a week. Your routine looked a little different than mine. I don't want nobody to cry me a river. Chef, butlers on deck, nannies. We had assistants. We had everything we could ever need. We was not hurting for money. We was not hurting for space. You know, some people went crazy because they was in a small space, stuck at home and could not leave. Yeah. So basically, after 10 months, you know, we dealt with Kobe Bryant dying. I was in LA. You know, I lived in the Valley. I don't live in LA no more, but lived in the Valley. Kobe Bryant, you know, he passed on with his daughter and all the other angels on that helicopter. Man, it felt like that was only 10 minutes from my house. That was the first thing that hit us in LA. Then some random shit called hit. They talking about you can spread it from breathing it in. Everybody was freaking the f***. I didn't know what it was. Fast forward, we stuck at home. We're scared like everybody else. But we couldn't have been more blessed while being in. What is the point in telling this story? Right before, y'all remember the crying video? Y'all remember all the baby mama drama and accusations from my ex? That shit rocked my marriage.
So right here, he's talking about his ex-wife who accused him of child abuse. She had a restraining order against him, and at that time, he made a statement and said this: "All I want to do is co-parent, nothing else. Please, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. I've only prayed that your heart heals and we live our lives separately and peacefully on behalf of our daughter. There's someone out here for everybody. Norma, I know you can see this. I'm sorry I got remarried. I'm sorry we didn't work out. I'm sorry you haven't been able to find another man since we separated. Sometimes you get married and have kids and things just don't work out. But I have never wished harm on you. I was hoping by now you got over what we used to be. Being bitter, resentful, and just mean has never been good for our daughter. But I see the attacks just won't stop, so I believe this too will pass, and God and the courts will reveal the truth." I'm sure that's what they meant to put there. And so during that time, people were, laughing and chewing him up after he made a video for showing emotion for his daughter. Now, despite, the stigma, the social norms and expectations, especially, that society have on black men, he put his emotions out there and cried out for his daughter. His ex-wife eventually dropped the false allegations that were used against him.
Quarantine hit, I said, look at God shutting the world down and giving us an opportunity as a married couple and a family to hit the reset button. I leave LA on a red eye the night before Father's Day. I get to Atlanta, 6 a.m. Father's Day. These are facts. Happy Father's Day balloons are all there. Shit is beautiful. I'm fresh off of date night every Friday night. We had Tamia, Eric Benet as a surprise. Yep. We had everything we can ever imagine. If you're gonna be in team, you might want your team to look the way ours did. Which means I never had time to pour into my wife the way I did. I never had that moment to just stop, get away from the rat race, the hustle, chasing everything, turning over every rock. After all that toxic energy that came from my ex, I finally had an opportunity to pause, sit still, look my wife in her eyes, make love, date night, flirting, energy, resetting the energy in and around our marriage after all that toxic shit. Waking up to lies, all this shit all over the internet that would not go away. Financially, I was in a tight spot after all those controversies. I had just did fast 8, maybe 9, I think. So I was okay. I get to Atlanta, Father's Day, 6 a.m. I shot 2 music videos. Why did Samantha leave me? Samantha left me because I shot 2 music videos in a row. Look them up. One of them is called Legendary, dedicated to George Floyd, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, and Breonna Taylor. I had my attorney, Benjamin Crump, in the video. It was called Legendary, featuring CeeLo Green, directed by Deon Taylor. We did all the casting, location scouting. We did everything we wanted to do, and I did it all at home. After we did the Legendary video, we shot the second video called Black Excellence, featuring Rick Ross. Samantha was my leading lady in the video.
One thing about Tyrese, he is going to bring them receipts. He gonna bring them receipts.
Editing, recording, color correction, telecine, everything that has to do with casting, locations. We're shooting 2 music videos at the height of a... This woman looks at me in the kitchen after 10 months of uninterrupted love, magic, and pouring into my wife. And she said to me, babe. I said, what's going on? Keep in mind, I got people sleeping in every room in my house. We're working around the clock. I am in creative heaven. No fighting, no arguing, no drama, no dysfunction. I just gave you 10 months of my life, uninterrupted. I'm finally shooting 2 music videos in Atlanta. I'm editing, creating, and working around the clock. She looks at me and she says, are you not attracted to me anymore? Those exact words. I said, Sam, what are you talking about? She said, are you not attracted to me anymore? I said, I'm working. You know, you married a recording artist, and I'm recording. That's like marrying Denzel Washington and then divorcing him when he gets in character for a movie. You know exactly who I am. You know exactly what I do. You know exactly why we live the life and the lifestyle that we live. So when it's time for me to work, make me understand, why are you looking at my focus and my work and looking at this as a negative, or looking at this as if I don't love you anymore because I am in my zone creating? You don't leave LeBron James or Kobe Bryant because he's waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning to go to the gym and practice and work out and train, and he's fully focused on his career. I play basketball. I have to work out. I have to do whatever it takes to mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically get in my zone. I just gave you 10 months of my life uninterrupted. How are you making the connection that I'm not attracted to you anymore because I'm working on 2 music videos? And the videos that I was making was literally on behalf of the culture. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. Look up the video. It's called Legendary. You don't leave your husband for that. The Black Excellence video featuring Rick Ross has Samantha as my leading lady because I wasn't even willing to put another woman in that spot. You were in the video with me. So I leave after wall-to-wall, hustle, grind, focus, creatively on the high of all highs. I was in heaven, and I did everything at home. I wasn't even on another location. The second music video for Black Excellence was shot literally at my house. I leave town after 7 weeks to go shoot a film called Rogue Hostage. She decided to file for divorce. I never cheated, never went on a secret date. I know some dudes who had multiple kids behind their wives' back, never had sex, never did anything sexually, never did a lunch, a dinner, never flirted, no DMs, no text messages, completely faithful. And I want to believe I got more access to women than most of the dudes I know. 5 straight years, completely faithful. The story of my life is I'm divorced. And the only woman I've ever kissed in 5 years was Naomi Harris in the movie Black and Blue, and I kissed her on her forehead. Didn't even kiss her on the lips. Got a beautiful child. This woman just woke up one day and decided this marriage ain't for me. And where I've lost all my sleep over all these years, and she hasn't even told me to this day why. As I pull out my calculator, and everybody pull out their calculator, trying to add it all up. In the Bible, it says, leave and cleave. Anything that's negative, dysfunctional, toxic, that's trying to pull you away from your marriage and your family setting. In the Bible, it says, leave and cleave. And it's very clear to me that her mother never wanted her to leave or cleave to her husband or her family. She still got her husband, but she was able to manipulate you out of your husband. And your dumb ass let her do it. So fast forward. File for divorce. Prenuptial agreement as detailed as it gets. We covered everything. I've never been in a relationship with a woman in my life who has went above and beyond to sell me and oversell me. I don't want your money. I don't care about your celebrity, your status. I don't care about shoes, purses, handbags. I mean, I met this girl in a $17 sundress. This woman convinced me, I don't care about your money. I'm not clout chasing. I don't care about social media. I don't care about nothing that's got to do with nothing. As a matter of fact, this is the funniest. I won't throw you under the bus on this level, but I will say this. Every time we left a dinner, or anytime anybody came to our house, and their woman, their wife, red bottoms, Hermes bags, Louis Vuitton, diamonds, watches, nice hair, makeup, whatever cosmetic work they may have done. I mean, this woman used to rip women to pieces, talking about women and their choices of shoes, clothes, diamonds, nice things, because she, in her mind, was so against it. You make $160,000 a year right now as a licensed clinical social worker. I make what I make. You left me when my daughter was 1 year old. The prenuptial agreement was so extensive because it's everything that you sold me on. I don't care about your house, your money, who you are, materialistic things. You left me unexpectedly. You took our daughter. You left while I was out of town filming a movie. You've already lied on 15 different court documents under penalty of perjury. You left me unexpectedly. You told the whole world and my name up that I kicked you out of the house when I was actually out of town filming a movie. You told people that I changed the locks and put you in a 1-year-old innocent child and chucked you to the streets.
And so it sounded like she already had all of this premeditated, like Samantha played him. And many women will lock into marriage. This happens a lot. Many women, they will lock into marriage. And if the man, especially if he has a lot of money, as much as Tyrese Gibson, they will use the man's name to exalt themselves. Very similar to a lot of these housewives. I call them fake wives because, you know, real housewives look after the home. They are keepers of the home. You know, what we see today, a lot of fake wives, they only get married for financial security. That's it. That's the only reason why they are involved in a marriage. It's because of money and their own personal benefit, not for love. And again, as I said, this happens a lot. This is the struggle for many celebrities, especially men, because it's hard for them to discern if a woman is actually for them or for their bank account. And so after their divorce, Samantha started a YouTube channel giving dating and relationship advice. And many women, many gullible women, I mean, they are just swallowing her advice without questioning the fruit of her recent marriage. Ain't nobody questioning her about her divorce, none of that. And so now she's on someone's podcast. She's regretting her divorce, which I believe is a lie. And she's only using Tyrese's name for clout. But check this clip out.
I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, you know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
the current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I tried my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. When you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get, and like I said, if I could walk back in time, sometimes I battle with myself about that. But at that time, I thought I was doing the right thing or the best thing. I didn't know how ugly it could get. And I know a lot of women, we make that decision and we're so hurt and angry. And then 5-6 months later, you're not that angry anymore. Like, oh, this kind of like still care about him. I kind of still have these feelings.
Now in the spirit of potentially even being able to rekindle a relationship, like rekindle that relationship, is your spirit in that place, or could it ever go back to that place?
It's loaded because of the fact that there's been so much that's happened, like there's been so much that's occurred. Okay. It's my daughter's father. So I would say this. I would say that if we were both going to show up and we were both going to fight for it equally and sacrifice equally, like, things that I needed and, things that, he needed. I wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Your girl ain't perfect. So I would say that if we were both willing to fight and we were both willing to do certain things, then yes.
Now, it is true that we can have the wrong people in our ear. They can influence us to make bad decisions. Of course, I get that. But she's a grown woman. And so it's sounding like she's dodging accountability, don't want to hold herself accountable. And apparently Tyrese knows this and decided to respond. Check this out.
I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said, because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, man, if you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child, We both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all to leave the house. And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage. So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear, because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing. You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't. Now you out here playing on single mothers and their emotions, playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was. You think I would have a song entitled "I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me" if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called "Love Transaction" if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? It's about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sick these lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup, and it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired an attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on. I don't even want to tell niggas the first nigga you started dating when we broke up, because you're going to go viral from that. If I were to tell niggas who you started dating as soon as we broke up, you would go viral from that. All you want is attention. You want Facebook followers. You want Instagram followers. You're trying to be a life coach, and you're trying to get niggas to drink the Kool-Aid. You real one right here. Everybody can see through your shit. I may be alpha. I may be loud. I may appear to be a narcissist, as some niggas would say in the comments. Girl, you was good to leave that nigga. He's a narcissist. No, she's a narcissist. Not only is she a narcissist, but she's a sociopath as well. And what is a sociopath? Someone who will maliciously and vindictively do over you, hurt you, be made aware of the fact that they inflicted trauma and pain on you, and not even call you and text you to say they sorry. So now, go ahead and chase whatever career you're trying to chase. Go ahead and go viral. Go ahead and keep doing your goofy podcast and Miracle Mondays and whatever else you're trying to build. Over here, I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs the way Adele released songs about her ex-husband, the way Jasmine Sullivan and Mary J. Blige release songs about their exes when they get cheated on, lied, get over, when they go through painful relationships that come to an end. I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs, singing about how I feel about Samantha with confusing me wanting this woman back. If I wanted her back, I would have got her back. I don't want Sam. She may be saying that she was thinking about, no. If you had people in your ear when you left me, those same people are in your ear 3 years later because the lawyers are still on my back every day. Go sell this to somebody else.
All I gotta say is, men, let this be a lesson for you. You know, when I see Tyrese, I see someone who's genuine, and you can tell he loved hard. And the problem is with that is, people will take advantage of you. They will take advantage of you. I believe everything that he's saying. Like, he got his receipts. Like, he got those receipts. And he clearly choose bad in women. And it's obvious that he has all of this money, but he cannot find a woman who truly love him for him. Even in a video when he was crying out for his daughter a few years ago, he mentioned how he had all of these millionaire friends. He's there for everyone else, but no one is there for him. And so, you know, regardless of the narrative the media, you know, try to push, especially in a lot of movies, we see that, you know, rich people are evil and poor people are good. He's the perfect example that this is not true. He said when he met his wife, she had on a $17 sundress. Like, no one changes and switch up like that, especially within 5 years. She wasn't real to begin with. And I believe he allowed her looks, sex, and money, his money, to blind him. I mean, because she's clearly a beautiful woman. But when you are focused on a woman's appearance, I'm talking to men, when you are focused on a woman's appearance and you sleeping together, sex will blind you of a person's character. It will blind you. And I believe this is what happened. And this is why I am a huge advocate when it comes to abstinence. And the thing is, regardless of how beautiful she is outwardly, if she don't change her heart, like, no man is going to take her serious. They gonna see her and know, oh, you was the one that was married to Tyrese. You lied basically to get out of a marriage and divorce. No man is going to take her serious because they know if she did this to him and he got these receipts on social media, you know, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. Now, do I believe there was some red flags there about her? Of course. I believe if he wasn't sleeping with her prior to their marriage, he would have been able to discern some hypocrisy in her character. He would have been able to see some things about her that just wasn't truthful. And how she's just not in it for the money and fame and, you know, all of this stuff. And now she's trying to keep up with the lifestyle she once dogged. And so again, I believe he outdid himself with her before marriage. And again, you know, sex, looks, money. Your own money, man, can blind you, especially when you are moving beyond just the whining and dining a female. Like, the only thing you are required to do is pay for the dates. Don't pay for no bills. You know, if you are financially able, like, don't be buying no cars. Like, don't be doing none of that. Like, literally, pay for the dates. Like, spend 6 months focused on communication, No sex on the table, just communicating, like actually wanting to know the woman. And you will be able to know within 6 months if you should be with that woman or not. But anyway, enough of my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts.